What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the 2 for 2 podcast, your sports podcast for the culture by the voices of the culture. As always, I'm your host, Quis, and I'm back with my boy, Nell. Got some good stuff to get into today, man. So just sit back, enjoy the show with us, man. Season 3, episode 10. Let's get right into it, Nell. You see, Nell, got the Phillies on today, representing the boys in the NLDS. Series 1-1 at the time of this recording. Headed back to Philly now. You got any thoughts, some quick thoughts for the Philly series?
Yeah, man, headed back to the jungle. So, you know what that means. Game 2 reminded me a lot of game 2 last year against the Braves. Reese Hoskins had that era that kind of cost us that game. So another game on the road that we kind of should have won, but, ended up folding at the end. So hopefully the bats is alive at Citizens Bank Park. I know the crowd's going to be turned up. So I like our chances to win both of them things.
Yeah, it'll be fun. It's sad as a Yankees fan. It's just not much to root for. But being somebody that's from Philadelphia, living out there, and you got your Phillies in the playoffs, and y'all have a good chance to make some noise. I'm a little jealous now. I can't lie. I'm a little jealous.
I mean, as you should be. I mean, best fans in the world. You see the playoff atmosphere. It's just crazy. So, and they're going to feed off of that in games 3 and 4. So I'm ready for it, man.
Hey, you got something to look forward to. Moving forward now. I hope that something goes well for you, because I say we just go ahead and get right into it now. I know this is what the people want to talk about it. They want to hear you talk. I had to start off with the Phillies talk to help ease you into it. I ain't let you get too deep in it, but NFL Week 5 now. The Bucs are on the bye, so I have nothing to tell y'all. I'm excited for this week. That's all I can say. But our game of the week for Week 5, the Dallas Cowboys versus San Francisco 49ers. Now, I'm going to just let you take it away. I'm not even going to say what I was going to say. Nell, go ahead. You have the floor. Nell, you have the floor. Go ahead, brother.
I mean, that's what they've been waiting for, right? That's what they've been waiting for.
It is.
Yeah, it was embarrassing. I mean, let's just call it what it was. It's an embarrassing game. We can just leave it at that, and we can move on. I ain't got much to say.
Bad game for the Cowboys.
Actually, no, I got a lot to say. That was kind of
okay.
That was just a weird game. That was just weird. I mean, I talked to you a bit about it before. I fell asleep early. I saw some of the first half. Didn't even play with that in the second half. Dak he's just not that guy. I mean, I've kind of had that feeling the last couple of years. I think our roster isn't as good as San Fran's and Phillies, but I think it's good enough. You shouldn't lose 42-10 in prime time. Like that just I think that just kind of showed me that they're just not in the same tier as the 49ers and the Eagles. I think they're a tier below that. I think the Lions, you could argue, are right there, if not better than the Cowboys. I think they're better coached. Their quarterback is playing much better. And I mean, he's played much better than him most of his career, if we're being honest. He's got the coaching, Jared Goff's got the coaching and the weapons now. So, I think the Lions, you can make the case, they've got a great offensive line. I think you can make the case that they're better than the Cowboys right now. It's just it sucks, but I don't know if they're gonna move on from Dak, but I just don't think he's that guy. Beat down like that.
And then to look how he did, like, it wasn't a game where it was like, okay, Dak shined and the Cowboys lost. It was a stinker and Dak didn't help. 3 picks.
I mean,
a lot of what are you looking at? Benched him early. Well, I guess everybody got benched.
That game was over.
Yeah, it's just one of those things. Like you said, I think you made a good point, man. It kind of just showed the difference in tiers, right? Right now, we knew the top of the NFC was the Eagles and the Niners. but we were hoping, and we were, everybody was hopeful that Dallas was right there. Everything seemed right. Is this y'all second loss in a row? No, y'all lost a
We
couple
bounced back against the
to the
Patriots.
Cardinals, right? The Cardinals loss was like, okay, now every team has a stinker, right? Okay, but the same trend from there kind of followed you here, and and you get blown out in prime time. Everybody's watching this Dallas, so it's tough. The
Yeah,
expectations in Dallas are always going to be different, whether y'all are good, whether y'all are bad, whether Dak's playing, whether McCarthy's the coach. It's always been a Dallas thing. That's what it is. That's what comes with being America's team.
it's crazy. Like, I mean, they really shouldn't be in the same conversation with the Eagles and 49ers after that ass
Yeah.
whooping.
Nah.
I mean,
And that's
Turner's
okay. And that's okay. That's okay.
it's not okay, honestly, if we're being honest. Quarterback got all that money, paying a lot of guys a lot of money. Clock's ticking. Ain't seen a Super Bowl my entire lifetime. 27. So like clock's ticking, and I just don't think Dak is gonna get it done. I mean, it's like he can't play without a lead. Like anytime he's behind in a game, it's just tough. And
Yeah.
defensively, they Shanahan and Purdy and Kittle. I mean, they stuck it to him. I mean, offensively, I mean, they were pretty much doing what they wanted even before Dak started going crazy with the interceptions.
Yeah. Yeah. I I gotta take back my hate. Brock Purdy, I talked a lot. I said I didn't think he was that good. I thought he was a system guy. And he very well could still be a system guy, but he's damn good in that system. I'm gonna have to take it back, man. Brock Purdy, if you by some odd chance come across this thing, man, I'm sorry, bro. I believe I'm a believer now. The Niners are very clearly the top of the NFC with the Eagles. So that's something that we'll have to monitor moving forward. Nell has done all he can. He's fought it for a while, and I think the Dak jersey might get the Dak jersey might be gone. As you can see, Nell is done with the Cowboys altogether, man. But we had some other good things, man. We had some other games that we were looking at. Um, one being that Ravens and the Steelers game, man. I will go on to say, wow. I mean, I already said the Steelers are the kings of winning ugly. If the game is ugly, if the game is close, somehow, some way, no matter how bad they might look throughout the game, they find a way to win. And once again, now the Pittsburgh Steelers, they bounced back after a pretty embarrassing showing, and they got to win against a team that I've been high on. Uh, the Ravens still maybe we're moving into week 6 now, so maybe we just have to accept that uh the Ravens might not be it. I don't know. I, I just don't. I don't see it. So I'm gonna go on and say I don't see it. I'm gonna leave my pick as is. See, Nell jumped ship on the Bengals, and look at them. They on a 2-game win streak as soon as Nell jumped ship.
Don't mean nothing.
So I'm a stand pat, man. But Nell, any thoughts on Ravens Steelers, bro?
Yeah, that was a crazy game. Yeah, like you said, Ravens just don't look good offensively. I mean, you had a bunch of drop passes. Aguilar, drop passes for touchdowns too. Zay Flowers has been good, but he's still a lot of pressure to rely on a rookie to be your number one. But even with the receiver dropping all the passes, that interception in the fourth quarter down in the end zone by Lamar Jackson, that hurt him a lot too. Um, just a bunch of missed opportunities. I mean, defensively, you held the team to. I mean, they had 3 points through 3.5, 4 quarters.
Yeah,
Special teams gives up the block punt that gives them the safety. Then they come down, get a field goal, and then the big play to Pickens at the end for the touchdown. And then I mean, a lot of talk about the Bosa's and Micah Parsons, but I feel like when we're talking about best defensive player in the league, I think it needs to start and end right there with T.J. Watt.
mm-hmm.
It just seems like not every week, and not only every game, but just in big moments too, fourth quarters, last drives. It seems to
Bro,
be
he's like single-handedly winning them games, bro.
yeah, like
Like he's making a play that is either saving them or like is like getting the interception and taking that jump. You know what I'm saying? Like every time, and without him, that team is 0 and whatever, 0 and 5 easily. So I'm right with you on that. I'm glad you said that, bro, because TJ has to be considered the best defensive player in the league. It's no, that's no disrespect to the other guys, but I mean what he does every single week, playing through injury. When he's healthy, it's a non-contest. When he's hurt, he's still the best player on the field. He drops back into coverage. He rushes the passer, catches interceptions, forces fumbles, picks him up. You can't block him. You can't stop him. And I mean, the Steelers would be nowhere without that man. So I'm right with you on that one now for sure. It would. Hey, I said I want him on my team. So I mean, hey, we
And
also
we
had the Eagles and the
had him.
Rams. Now,
We decided to draft Taco Charlton instead.
hey, Michigan boy, hey, that's a factory, bro. You can't turn that down.
No wonder.
Okay, good. That don't do that. Don't do that.
Michigan boys, I don't know. Michigan and Dallas, it just ain't.
That's on y'all. Y'all picked the wrong ones.
I agree. I'm just
Mozzie
saying.
Smith doing all right? Is he?
If you say so, I
Okay.
mean,
I don't know. Hey, I don't see him. So Mozzie, step it up, bro. Dang.
it's looking
Um,
exactly the same. So
y'all should just leave the Michigan guys alone. All the other ones are fine.
we,
Exactly.
uh,
Eagles, Rams, now. Another game that we looked at, we highlighted last week. Pretty good game overall. The Eagles found a way to win. Cooper Cup back, made a mark. Puka Nakua is still here. Matt Stafford played all right, but the Eagles pulled it off at the end. Any thoughts on that one, Nell?
yeah, Jalen Hurts had a great game. Once again, made a bunch of plays with his legs. There was just a bunch of plays that you thought the Rams had multiple guys around him, and he somehow stays on 2 feet and keeps moving for a first down or a play downfield to AJ Brown or Goddard, who those two guys ate up all day. I thought this game would be more of a shootout, but Cooper Kupp, his first game back, he played pretty good. Good game for the Eagles. This that Jalen Carter. I mean, that dude's a beast. I told you he was going to win Defensive Rookie of the Year.
Yeah, I was
Um,
right with you. I was with you.
he's just been an absolute beast in the middle. Seventh in the league in QB pressures. I mean, you can make the case that he's a top 2, 3 defensive tackle in the league right now, and that number one spot is going to be calling his name sooner rather than later. So, the Eagles 5-0. They just doing what they're doing. I don't think they've necessarily hit their stride offensively yet. They haven't been great in the red zone this season. Outside of the tush push, brotherly shove, whatever they want to call it. Haven't seen that much efficiency in the red zone like last year. But if they turn that around, like we talked about, it's them and the 49ers. I mean, that's the matchup that I think everyone in the NFC is looking forward to see.
Yeah, the one thing that I'll give to the Eagles, man. First of all, you 5-0, can't be better than that. They haven't looked great to your point, but I think what they've shown is that they're able to win close games. They're able to win any kind of way. I mean, that game, the Rams had a shot. The Eagles went out on offense and just bled the clock, controlled the line, the line of scrimmage, moved the ball, got first downs, and the game was over. You know what I'm saying? It's just kind of you just watch them like just choke a team out in a sense. It's not always the flashiest, it's not always the prettiest, and they do have some things to work on. But I mean, I think that's a true that's a sign of a really good team. That's a sign of a great team, a championship team, a team that can not only blow you out, but they know how to win a close game, know how to win a tough game, games that maybe last year they might have dropped or that a different team would have struggled to pull out. They're pulling it out. DeAndre Swift looks great, continues to look good, and like you said, man, Jalen Carr that makes them so much better. And Hassan Reddick showed up to the party last week. He's been quiet and he battled a little injury, but he showed up, so everything seems to be clicking for the Philadelphia Eagles, man. So they're moving right along. The Rams aren't far behind. They have a shot. I think with the passing attack they have, Aaron Donald is still Aaron Donald, and McVay is still doing some things. So the Rams show some good signs as well. We're talking about tiers. They're definitely not a championship contender, but the Rams, they still around. Making a little stride. But was there anything else that surprised you from this week. Now I know for me, it was the Bills. It had to be the Bills losing to the Jags. I know that 9:30 start time for us, or yeah, for some of us at least, being overseas playing. I know that can cause trouble, but the Bills and Josh Allen, they just didn't. It didn't look right. What are your thoughts now?
Yeah, it definitely wasn't looking good from them. And uh, it's kind of the thing with Josh Allen. You get these kind of games, and you know, hopefully for the Bills this season, it doesn't come at the wrong time. But yeah, this was just another one of those head scratchers, like you said. Maybe the travel and the time difference could have been a huge factor. Jacksonville had already been down there for a week
Yeah,
playing there the week prior, so all of those things could have played a factor. But yeah, they just didn't look good offensively really until the fourth quarter. When Jacksonville was up two possessions, they were scoring pretty quickly. But yeah, just one of them games. I still think they're one of the teams that are going to be there at the end in the Super Bowl. But Josh Allen has got to be more consistent.
yeah. It has to. It's getting to the point where he's getting too deep into his career for us to say this every year. You know what I'm saying? It's oh yeah, you have those games, and like yeah, quarterbacks do have off games, but that offense has too much going. They couldn't get the run game going, as me and you talked about Sunday morning. They abandoned it. They couldn't do nothing. The Jags did a great job taking away the deep ball for the most part and making Josh Allen have to throw underneath. He didn't do much with his legs. So I mean, shout out to the Jags for pulling it out, man. But definitely a big surprise for me. Did you have another surprise?
Yeah, I mean, I guess the Bengals somewhat.
There they go.
They finally broke out offensively. Honestly, I was a little worried that you picked it in your Keys take for Arizona to possibly get a second
You
win.
almost believed it.
It
I appreciate you.
almost happened. Almost happened. But him and Jamar Chase finally connecting. I think we saw a lot of the big plays between those two that we thought coming into the season that we thought would make them a legitimate Super Bowl contender. Even Burrow looked a little bit more mobile. Saw him scramble out the pocket a couple of times. That's just something that we haven't been seeing from him early on this season. While he's dealing with that calf injury. So if he can be a little bit more mobile in the pocket going forward, him and Jamar Chase start hitting. He said he's always open. So they went to him a lot. 15 catches, and without T Higgins, he was asked to step up, and he stepped up for sure.
Yeah, and that's all you can ask for. That's what you want to see. It's a long season. We've seen teams start off 0-3 and not, go undefeated down the stretch. We've seen teams start 3-0 and never win another game. So the Bengals, they're getting rolling. The weight of the Nell hype was holding them back, but the Bengals are getting rolling. I'm surprised that they won, though. I ain't gonna lie. But on the other tip, Nell, most disappointing from week 4, aside from Dak Prescott and the Cowboys, is there anything else that you got?
I don't know if I can think about like
Yeah, I'm sorry.
bad memories.
You're right. There is none more disappointing than that. But there's one more, and this is to Nell's point, man. Nell is starting to be proven right again. Jordan Love, I would say, and the Green Bay Packers, but I'm gonna just say Jordan Love. Last night, Monday night game against the Raiders, a very winnable game. Didn't look great. Threw about what? I think he threw 2 or 3 interceptions. Threw for less than 200 yards, and ultimately they lost. Jordan Love is now in the disappointment tank. No, go ahead. I'll let you have your moment.
I mean, that's your quarterback, right? I mean, I ain't gonna bash on him too much. I mean, bad games
Yeah,
happen. I
yeah,
mean, I think he's been better than even I expected coming into the season. But I mean, I this is why I kind of wasn't high on the Packers because I expected games like this to happen.
yeah.
Aaron Jones didn't play once again. I mean, that's a big weapon out for him. Watson, just coming back off an injury, but they have some nice young weapons, but I don't think guys that consistently week after week are putting a
Right.
lot of pressure on the defense. And Jordan Love, he's just not that guy. He's I think he's okay. I mean, we'll see what the Packers have in him, but I don't think I don't think he's shown to be a franchise guy, and games like this are what I expect from him.
Yeah, I can give you that. They put a lot of pressure on that defense just for them to kind of succeed. I mean, they did a pretty good job. They held the Raiders to what, 17 points. Um, slow held Devontae Adams to less than 5 catches. You know, he doesn't get much. You can't ask for much more from the defense. But the offense just wasn't there. Jordan Love was a big part of that. They tried to run the ball with AJ Dillon, but even when they passed the ball, they just didn't have anything. The Watson and Jordan Love connection isn't quite there yet. And I like what you said. They have a lot of decent guys, a lot of young guys, but they don't have guys that have shown and been in this league long enough outside of Aaron Jones that they can really sustain success. So week to week it's just gonna be a Pandora's box. You never really know what you're gonna get from the Packers. But Jordan Love, man, you found your way on the disappointment list along with Nell's Cowboys. Uh, but the good thing is, Nell,
There is no good thing.
For you, for Jordan Love, for the Ravens, there's week 6.
I don't care about week 7, 8, 9, 10.
Nah, you can't give up.
It's over.
You can't give up. That's one loss. You can't give up. And you'll have an opportunity to see him again potentially. So we can't give up now, but we can look forward to week 6, man. We got a couple good games. Starting with our game of the week that we have tabbed: the Seattle Seahawks versus the Cincinnati Bengals, who we just said are trending upward, man. It's gonna be a good game. Geno Smith versus Joe Burrow. You got DK Metcalf on one side, you got Jamar Chase on another, you got Joe Mixon, and you got Kenneth Walker. I mean, sounds like a pretty offensive game. To me, sounds like a lot of firepower. I'm really excited to see that one now. But you got any thoughts on it?
Yeah, it should be an interesting one. Like we talked about, Bengals finally getting back on track offensively for at least the week. It was just the Cardinals, so we'll see. But defensively, they looked okay. Had a pick six. Seahawks coming in, coming off that big win against the Giants, had a bunch of sacks. So that should be a good game. Some good matchups. See if Jamar Chase can go off again. I think I'll probably go with the Seahawks right now. Bengals got to prove they can beat a team that's not garbage. So I like the Seahawks in this one. But if Chase and Burrow are back to clicking like this, it'll be interesting.
Yeah, I'm gonna go the other way, man. I think the Bengals pull this one out in the game of the week.
Yeah, I don't mind first jinxing them, if that's going to get them back in the Super Bowl contention.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Reverse jinx. I told you that's what you was doing, man. Well, you try to. I'm gonna leave you alone about the Cowboys.
Right.
I'm sorry, that's my last Cowboys mention. I think I'm gonna go the other way though. I think the Bengals are gonna get going. The Seahawks are a pretty good team, but I just think that connection is getting started, man. I think it's gonna be a really fun game, high scoring. But I like Joe Burrow and them. I think they kind of figured it out. I think they might have, they used the first 3 weeks to kind of figure it all out, even without T. Higgins. I have a good feeling about what Joe Burrow and the boys are going to do this week, man. In our game of the week, I'm gonna take the Bengals. I'm gonna say it's gonna be like a 31. 21 game. It might be a 10-point game. I think it'll get out of hand a little bit. And then the Seahawks will kind of try to sneak back in it at the end. But for now, I'm gonna go with the Bengals now. So somebody got to be right here. We can't.
Me.
I mean, that's fine. I hope it's a good game. I hope it's a entertaining game. So far, man, these primetime games have been a little mad this season. Thursday night games, Sunday night games, Monday night games, and this game's gonna be on Monday night, I believe. Is it Monday night?
Nah.
It's
Cowboys
Sunday?
Monday night.
Yeah, the Cowboys are on Monday night. So the Seahawks and the Bengals will not be in prime time. So I take all that back. Bengals easily. Next game that we're looking at, Nell, we got Colts versus the Jags, a divisional game. Jags coming off a big win against the Bills. The Colts lose Anthony Richardson again, get Jonathan Taylor back, but they have now won multiple games with Gardner Minshew coming in at quarterback. This is the big divisional game. This one's for first place. Now, what you got?
Yeah, man. I think the Jags might have figured something out. We saw Trevor Lawrence and Ridley finally connect for the first time since really since week one. I think their defense might have figured something out, come back, back to Jacksonville with some confidence. Um, Anthony Richardson, you know, like you said, Minshew has, been part of a couple of their wins this season. He brings something, on the field with his arm for sure. But Richardson, is playing pretty well, especially using his legs. Been such a threat in the red zone, scoring touchdowns. So that's going to be a key loss for them. But if Zach Moss continues to run the ball the way he's been, Jonathan Taylor is healthy enough to go. Um, Colts have been playing some, surprisingly good football. So, I think it'll be a good game, but I think I think Trevor Lawrence, finally got something going with that offense just a little bit. And Travis Etienne running the football. I think the Jags will, finally start taking command of this division.
Yeah, I'm right with you on that one. Couldn't say it better. I think that Trevor Lawrence and Calvin Ridley are starting to kind of get clicking. Doug Pease found a way to keep ETN in the game and to keep him involved. So with that, I think it's going to be a little bit hard for the Colts to really move the ball. Gardner Minshew has odd stat. All three of the wins, Gardner Minshew has come into the game at some point, whether it be injury or whatever. But I think this game will be a close one. I think in order for the Colts to win, they're gonna have to control the clock. The Jags haven't been great. In that game against the Bills, they still didn't look amazing, but they did enough to win. And obviously, the Colts are not the Bills, so it'll be a little bit tough. But I'm right with you with the Jags, man. I think that one will be fun one to watch. Divisional games are always entertaining, no matter what. No matter what division it is, they're always close. So it'll be something to watch. But I'm right with you. I'm right with you on the Jags, man. Next one should be our game of the week, but I gave y'all a break because I went a week without hearing about it. So I didn't want to come back with another game of the week for my boys. But the game that we're looking at, man, Bucks versus the Lions, battles of the four, or I guess they're 4-1. We're 3-1. Um, Two teams that are ascending in that next tier. They're ascending to that next tier of the NFC. Nell has crowned the Lions as better than the Cowboys. So I saw something that said that the Lions might be top three in the NFC, easily top five. The Bucks are they're trying to work their way up there, coming off of a bye week, man. I'm gonna let you get into it before I do. Nell, what are your thoughts? Don't say nothing disrespectful, because I said I'm done with the Cowboys. So go ahead.
Yeah, it should be an interesting game. I think, off the rip, I got the Lions for sure. Baker's off to a nice start. But it's a high-powered offense, fourth in the league in scoring. We talked about Jared Goff been playing really good football. They got some weapons. They've been running the football really good with Montgomery, and Gibbs has shown some flashes. Sam Laporta has been one of the best tight ends in the league this season so far. Brian Branch looks like a stud. So they really brought in a lot of guys, to contribute this past draft, and they've been one of the best coach teams in the league this year. So, I think the Lions will get this one. I'm hoping the Bucks can feel a little bit more like my boys and take a L.
That's hate.
It is.
That's all I can say. I had to look at the camera like it's the office. That's how I felt about that.
Yeah, I'm hating.
I ain't never heard you talk so high on the Lions ever in my life. In the preview, he didn't even do this.
I mean,
Hey,
it was gonna be
I'm
vision.
not. I'm not. I'm not saying that you're even wrong. All of those things are true. You cannot take away their offense is fourth and whatever you said. David Montgomery looks great. He scored a touchdown just about every week. Gibbs, hopefully, hopefully he's back healthy. He didn't play last week, but I mean he's electrifying as well. The defense, Aiden Hutchinson, my Michigan boy, told you as long as the Cowboys don't draft them, they good. Um, I give you all of that. I give you all of that. That's what you should say. That is what an educated football mind would say, and I'll give you that. Now I am
Yeah,
going
let
to
me
come from a
get
different
the
perspective. What'd you
take.
say?
Let me get the unbiased Keith take.
Yeah, my unbiased Keys take, man. None of that matters. Quite frankly, none of it matters. The Bucks are getting healthy. That was the biggest thing for my boys. We were banged up against the Eagles. We were banged up.
Yeah, that's why y'all lost.
No, 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 no. I didn't say that.
Okay.
I didn't say that. I didn't say that. We were banged up against the Saints, got that win. We had a week off. Mike Evans coming back from the hamstring. Kalijah Kancey coming back from the calf. Jamel Dean coming back from the neck and shoulder injury. Another week for Carlton Davis. Another week for the offense to, and I think it's going to be a much, much, much more surprising outcome than the majority of the people will think. Uh, the NFL has flexed this game into prime time at 4:25, so make sure y'all watch. It's on Fox. I promise you, it's on Fox. I My boys are going to show out, man. I think I feel really good about it.
I got the
It's gonna
Lions
be what?
17. I got the Lions 27-17.
Oh, I thought you said you got them by 17. I was like, that's crazy. Two times, that's twice. I mean, that's fine. That's fine. You're more entitled to that opinion. More than entitled to that opinion, actually. And that's fine. I'm with that. I understand. It's gonna be a big test. You know, this is Nell's tab third best team in the NFC. So now my team has played arguably one or 1B, and now we're playing three. So we're gonna see where we really are. Again, another good game. I'm gonna just leave it at the Bucks will surprise y'all in a good way. That's all I'm gonna say on that one. We're gonna move to our last game that we're really monitoring, our one that we're really looking forward to. I said I was gonna stop talking about the Cowboys, but then we put them on the pod. Cowboys Chargers on Monday night. That is the Monday night game. A bounce back game for Nelly's boys. Nell, go ahead. What you got, man? What you got?
I got the Chargers, man.
You picked the Niners last time. Maybe you should pick your team.
They
The reverse psychology doesn't work. The
just
reverse jinx.
they just stink. That's all. The only thing, you know, Dak hasn't really been doing much this year, but the Chargers have given up. You know, I think they're like bottom five and passing yards allowed. They've given up the most explosive passing plays in the league.
Yeah.
So there's going to be some opportunity, I guess, maybe.
Should be. Should be.
You would
We
think
talked so much about this Chargers defense. From the offensive side, if you want a game that you got to bounce back to, this is the one where we're gonna be like, all right, what's up? And CD said he wants the ball, right? So that's gonna be, Jamar Chase did it, and we saw what happened. So it'll be a test. Can y'all do, y'all gonna as one of my good friends who's a wide receiver said, if CD does all that and doesn't get the ball, that's y'all telling him how y'all feel about it.
or we just don't got a quarterback that can get him the ball.
Jerry Jones said that he knows y'all have the quarterback that can get y'all to the Super Bowl.
That's fine.
I read that right before we got on pod.
I just know I'm going to die without seeing a Super Bowl.
It's okay.
It's
I've
not.
seen two for both of us. 2 for 2, actually. Never lost.
As soon as I get to heaven, I'm like begging God for a duo.
That's all I ask. Look, take me. Okay. Well, now I'm gonna go with the Cowboys, man. I think y'all bounce back, bro.
Eckler said 99% chance he playing. I think he gonna be a.
Micah Parsons is upset.
Was he not upset playing the 49ers last week after 2
I
playoff
mean,
losses?
he looked upset. The close-ups, he looked really upset. But it wasn't nothing he could do. Y'all just didn't look good at all. Y'all just got.
Same
I mean,
basketball.
look. Hey, put it like this.
One
Put it
player
like this.
over.
Huh?
I said the same basketball. One player ain't taking over.
I understand that. But the Bucks, when we won the Super Bowl, we got embarrassed by the Saints on Monday Night Football. Just like y'all. 42-10, actually, I think was the score.
Y'all had a proven quarterback though.
We did.
Yeah,
We had to go. Dak is y'all's guy. At the end of the day, that's the guy. So what? Ownership said it. Y'all will fire Mike McCarthy before you get rid of Dak.
And that's why we won't win.
I mean, you're not wrong.
Probably both need to go.
Clean sweep. Before the pod started, man, Nell said he wants Caleb Williams. So that's where his hand is at. So I guess we're gonna leave the Cowboys. Nell's not rooting for him. Hopefully he gets to watch this game on Monday night and we can come back on the pod Tuesday, 2 for 2. Like we were doing, bro. Like we were doing. That's all.
We're gonna be
we didn't play, so y'all didn't know what to do. And we're just gonna leave it there. This week we get back on the right track. Bucks over the Lions. Cowboys gonna get a win over the Chargers, man. Is there anything else that you're looking forward to this week now?
I mean, at least this week my Sunday won't be ruined by the Cowboys.
That's true.
Well, I have a nice going Sunday. Now my
Ooh.
Monday gonna start off terrible, but
Do you want to talk about how last Sunday or this past Sunday, after saying on the pod how excited you were for the Sixers and the Cowboys? You got a Sixers preseason L. This is preseason.
just a preseason.
And you got a Cowboys fat L.
No comment.
We'll leave it there, man. We'll leave it there. I'm looking forward to the Bills, man. I want to see him bounce back this week, coming off the loss. I need to see something from Josh Allen. This is my last time for you, Josh. If you cannot show and prove, I'm gonna write you off just like Nell did the Cowboys, just like Nell did Dak, and we're just gonna leave it there. All right, you good? We good with that?
Good.
Nell's cool with that. Even though that's your new team that you pick, you see what you do? You switch from the Bengals to the Bills. Now what happened?
I'm cursed. What can I say?
The Nelly curse. Speaking of cursed,
If I like you, you ain't winning. Point
Nelly's numbers, charges to the duel now. Speaking of cursed, another rough week last week. And with that, Nell has an announcement. Take it away.
Yeah, the charger to the duel segment is chalked until further notice, possibly the start of the NBA season. But yeah, I'm tired of losing money. I'm tired of losing money. If y'all out there taking my place, y'all probably like don't know what he's talking about. So we just gonna leave it alone for a while. I mean, if I get on a streak or something, like I'll hit y'all up. But
we just gonna leave it. We just gonna. You know how it goes. You tell everybody, and then they don't hit. When you don't sell nothing, you do hit. Then you got to hear, "Oh, why you ain't share?" Because y'all bad luck. It ain't us. Well, it ain't you.
It might be me.
It might be Nell.
I mean, everybody know that.
Ever since the big hat, bro, been downhill from there.
Wasn't the best idea.
It wasn't. See, I still my Buck surprise is still waiting because I knew. I gotta wait till we.
For?
Huh?
What you waiting for?
Us to make the playoffs. Mm-hmm. Bucks made the playoffs. It'll be a great episode. We might not talk about nothing else. I'm just gonna leave it right there. Well, no, I'm also bad luck, clearly. You know, my Quis take for really like the fifth week in a row has been I haven't hit really, I had one half win. I don't really know if I've had anything in the Quis take department being decent, but who expects my Quis takes to be good other than me? That's what makes them Quis takes. Duh. And my one this week, though, you know, let's backtrack. I had the Cardinals getting their second win over the struggling Bengals, which we can see did not occur. I'm gonna just man up. I'm gonna own it. Jamar Chase said he's always open, and that's what he was. It's really what he was. Leave it to me to pick the Cardinals after I bagged on them all preview and said they might not win a game, and look at me. Flip-flopping, jumping ship. So my Quis take deserve to lose again. But this week I'm coming back, man. I got a good one. I got a real good one.
Okay.
I got a real good one.
It is
another Dookie Bowl between the Vikings and the Bears. We've seen Justin Jefferson now out for 4 weeks. So fantasy owners of Justin Jefferson.
That might have been an easy 40 piece.
See ya, because that was gonna be he might have got 200 yards, 6 touchdowns, but he's not playing. So I have my key take of the week will be the Vikings are gonna lose to the Bears, and from there go into full tank mode. Kirk Cousins will be moved within 2 weeks of that loss. This is like a long key take. This is like a.
I like it.
I can't be wrong technically.
I like it
unless he just doesn't happen. But I believe this Vikings loss will spark. You said that spark that tankathon. They're gonna go for Caleb. Kirk gonna get up out of there. There's some teams that could use him. The Jets. There's some teams that could use him.
Hey,
I ain't gonna say it.
Might be in the market for a quarterback. You feel me?
Might be. I mean, something's gonna happen though. So that's my Quis take, man. I'm sorry to my boy Justin. maybe this is a reverse jinx for y'all. My friend Justin, if y'all don't know, he barred me from picking his team to ever do anything good because they never do when I pick. So maybe now that I'm picking them to do bad, they'll do great. So that's something that we'll see, man. That's my Keys take of the week. So y'all keep that in mind, man. The Keys takes are gonna get better and better uh as we go on. I mean, basketball season on the horizon. My Keys take for the season. Woo, boy. Nell,
Better
no.
the Knicks.
Nell, no. The Keys take for the NBA season is gonna be great, man. Moving into our final segment, man. Week 6 pick'em. Keys finally took his first loss. Nell is lucky. I let him off the hook, man. The Falcons keep every time I say the Falcons gonna lose, they win. I might should leave them alone. I'm clearly bad luck. Nelly is now 4-1 after he successfully picked the Lions to defeat the Panthers. Smart move. And I'm now 4-1 because I picked the Texans to beat the Falcons, and they lost on a last second field goal. So I was close. So now go ahead, pull it up, pull the schedule up. I'm pulling my schedule up right now. I'm about to see what we got for the
Yeah.
week. Man. What you got, man? I'm looking around.
Hey, give me the Raiders. Give me the Raiders.
The Raiders versus the New England Patriots.
Raiders. Give me the Lions.
You can't pick the Lions again.
I picked them already. Win.
Last week over the Panthers.
You're right. I'm bugging.
That was you. See, look, I told you he was going to double dip. You cannot use the Commanders, the Colts, Ravens, Cowboys, thank God, or the Lions anymore this season. Everybody else is fair game. You can pick the Bucks.
Never.
See,
All right.
that's hate. We need this new
Give me.
segment gonna be called That's Hate. That's when we're gonna replace Nelly's number with That's Hate, or you just hating. Because I
Give
know
me
the Knicks hate gonna be crazy in season. But go
oh,
ahead.
nah. Somebody gonna get it way worse than the Knicks. I got an agenda this season, buddy.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Stay tuned for that. All right. What you got then? What's your pick of the week now?
Give me the Raiders.
Raiders over the lowly Patriots, probably the least talented team in the NFL.
I'm bad right now.
You are down bad. You're picking the Raiders to win a football game. Jimmy G versus his old team in a game that, I mean, the way the Patriots look, it shouldn't be close. Let me go ahead and write that down. Nell's going with the Pats. Week 6, man. I'm gonna go.
The Pats, the Raiders, the Raiders.
Oh, that's right. That's right. Raiders. My fault. My fault. My fault. My fault. My fault. My fault. The Raiders over the Patriots. I don't know which way I want to go. Actually, I do. I do know I'm gonna use them up now while I can. I'm gonna go with the Dolphins over the Carolina Panthers. My boy Bryce Young. Thought you would be a little bit better. I know you ain't got much help. Offensive line's kind of trash. You got a bunch of C grade receivers. Your defense not good. You hired the wrong coach. You're 0-5. You can't take for Caleb because I mean, they're getting in trade package territory. But I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna pick the Dolphins. I'm gonna use that one up while I can, so I can stay in the win column. I don't want no more losses, so I'm going with the Miami Dolphins over the Carolina Panthers for Week 6, man.
Still rocking with the easy teams. I see.
No. I took a chance and lost. So I'm gonna learn from my mistakes. I'm gonna learn from my. I'm a very, very, very. I'm big on that. I'm reflective. I
But
want my keys takes keep it exciting, but at the end of the day, I'm trying to win.
I see the vision. I see the future.
And I still haven't picked my Bucks yet. I'm waiting for the perfect game. This one would have been a good one. It would have been a good one because if I picked them and we won, well, I did pick them, but I didn't pick them officially on the pick them, and we won.
It's a
I'm
nice.
just
It's a nice.
the Bucks. The joke might come out next week if we being real. The way I'm feeling, I think we gonna blow these. We gonna beat the brakes off them.
Oh man,
We gonna beat the brakes off them
I might be top three.
in the NFC, right?
Yeah,
It's almost like I told y'all that.
that'd be.
Remember you said over under 6.5? I just
Yeah,
that's crazy. But I said under if And guess what? The other things happened. So we're gonna be over. I'm telling y'all, I'm so excited. I could really talk about the Bucks on here forever. I really could, especially because Nell team is trash.
Damn.
Man, bro. Like, I want y'all to, before we close this out, I want y'all to think about this for a second with me, right? He got this Phillies jersey on, right? They don't win. Nell's cooked for baseball. Dallas. He chalked Dallas in 5 weeks for football. And now he has to watch the Sixers.
Bro, what's up with you? Where does personal vendetta come from?
It's only because my team don't suck right now.
All right. Like,
I
damn.
like the Phillies though, and I do sometimes kind of like the Cowboys, and I actually am a very big Joel Embiid fan, even though he made me look really, really, really bad in the playoffs. But that's just that. That's all I gotta say. He made me look really bad, huh?
Why are you bringing up old stuff?
You're right. New season, and he's on Team USA, man.
Let him cook.
Let him cook. Hey, I like Joel. Future Nick. Come on.
Okay.
All right. See, me and Nell about to run into some stuff. I'm gonna let that one go. We're not gonna get too deep. We got some really exciting stuff coming up for y'all though. NBA preview is coming next week. You do not want to miss that. NBA preview. We're gonna go through
I can finally
similarly to how. What'd you say?
I can finally hop into my element.
Yeah. Nell, it's gonna get real good on here. You know, me and Nell, we love football. But basketball season, just that's where we really get going. That's where you get a lot of the feud and a lot of the analysis. If y'all didn't know, Nell used to do Sixers Brawl with Walt, and they just held down the Sixers side of the podcasting world. So it'll be a lot of fun, man. So I want y'all to stick with us. Preview coming next week for the NBA, man. If y'all got some of y'all teams that y'all like, you know, leave a comment, comment on the 2 for 2 pod on Instagram, Twitter, whatever. Tap in with us, of course, as always. It's been a good one. Nell, you got anything else, man? I know it was a tough week, but we're gonna bounce back. We're gonna go 2 for 2. You got anything else? Come on, bro, smile.
Nah, I got nothing, man. Cowboys, they just like they took all the joy out the rest of the year for me. So I'm good.
So I mean, hey, it's easy, when you detach early, less disappointment. In fairness, you weren't too, you were kind of like, ooh, why y'all so high on my team like that? So I give you that. You're a little bit more realistic than I'm about to be. I've officially hit
Really.
delusional Bucks fan mode, so y'all can prepare for that. The Knicks are coming on. I'm even worse. So it'll be a lot of fun on the pod, man. So as always, we appreciate y'all. Follow us on all the social medias, 2 for 2 pod on IG, Twitter, TikTok. You can find us on Apple Podcasts, YouTube, Spreaker, Spotify, whatever you want to get on the text list to get the pod sent directly to you, man. Hit me up. I'll send it to you every time you drop. Whatever you need, man. Just continue to rock with us. We're gonna keep trying to give y'all more and more content. It's gonna get a lot more fun. All this stuff coming up, so much to talk about with multiple sports going on. So as always, we appreciate you. 2 for 2, that's season 3, episode 10. We out.